normally you hear about ground rules. No, I depart from that, right? Because we're adults in this space, but we are a community in this environment, and we're doing this online. So there are just 3 things I want us to appreciate whilst we navigate the online community. And these 3 are listen and reflect on the perspectives of others. So that means I'm expecting engagement, right? Can I hear an amen for that? I'm expecting engagement. Cool? Hello?
That's right.
That's right. Thank you. Then the second is to challenge respectfully. We don't all view the world the same way, right? And some things that people may believe, others may not be so cool with. But there's a way to challenge another person's point of view. And we do that in this environment respectfully, acknowledging that their point of view is their own and that you respect it. But you can also offer a counter where your points diverge. So that again talks to engagement. So it's not me one way stung here and talk today. You guys come with experiences. And this is how I also learn in terms of improving the delivery of my workshops for future clients. The last piece is committing to sharing examples for us so that we can enter your world. I know sometimes people don't want to share the organization they're from. That's cool. If you want to skirt around the edges just to give us an idea of an example based on something that we touch on in this conversation, then by all means go for it, right? So the 3 simple things is listen, challenge, and we commit to sharing examples. And that helps with our engagement. And that's right. I don't have to ask that again because I know that's right. So what are our objectives? What are our objectives today? So I just have 4. And I'll just ask the community, 1 or 2 of you, just to share what you would like to take from this workshop, though it's 2 hours in length. So the first is to be able to explain what time management is in the context of your work, to improve the allocation of time by exploring the challenges experienced in the context of your work, to develop an approach that will support time management effort, your time management effort, and to look at the word procrastination and explore ways to minimize its occurrence. So my having laid down those objectives, let me have some feedback from the team as to what they're expecting from this workshop this afternoon. Don't be shy.
Basically how to manage your time in the workspace.
How to manage it, because enough work, not true?
Yes.
All right. Anybody else? Marlon, Tamoya? Anybody else wants to share what they hope to get? Just one other person. I'm not asking for much in the first part of this class. Tamoya, what do you hope to get? All right, and quiet. It's not sounding too right, guys. All right, so you're warming up. All right, so I want to place time management in this era, in this world that we have described as VUCA. And I'm introducing that word to you because everything we're going to look on after is embedded in this space. So VUCA is a short name for different things that's happening in our environment. So we try to provide an image or an imagery of what this VUCA is. Some of you may have heard of it, others may not have. So let's break out what this VUCA is. Our environment, not just work, our environment today is volatile. There is uncertainty. Our environment has grown complex, and our environment is also ambiguous. So all of those spell out VUCA, the environment that we operate in today. You can't say you plan something today and expect that you'll have smooth sailing tomorrow. And because we have been experiencing that through this thing called a pandemic, right? Where you still have to produce because you still have to make money for the company and for yourself. You still have to produce. You're doing so in a I wouldn't even say post-COVID because we're still in a pandemic, though endemic, but we still have to produce and we still have to make money. So let's flesh out this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment a little bit more. So when we say something volatile, we're saying it refers to the speed, the volume, nature, magnitude of a phenomenon that may or may not be in a pattern form, and that increases complexity. Now let us pause on that one a bit. During COVID, wasn't the period volatile? Wasn't the change that was expected in organization a bit volatile? Talk to me, man. You had to do things a bit faster to get products or services out. Isn't that so? No? You never heard, you weren't asked to be more agile? All right. I know I've been asked to be a bit more agile, quicker in terms of turnaround and stuff, because the environment shifted towards one of speed, albeit the environment itself was changing, right? And it was also changing with some frequency. The other piece is the uncertainty. When we have no concrete trends or patterns, it makes it very difficult to establish what will happen next. And if there's difficulty in establishing what will happen next, then decisions are kind of like crazy, yeah? And I'm sure we have experienced that. Complexity describes the different states within the system that you get into a certain point of time. The stages can be high complexity and become more difficult to manage. And the last piece, the last peg in terms of a VUCA world is the ambiguity, which describes the situation where multiple interpretations are permitted that are equally valid. And this makes it very difficult to make decisions so that the organization can achieve the desired outcome or the desired result. So again, I'm asking you, from what you've seen on this slide, have you met VUCA? And how has it presented itself in your day-to-day operations? The representatives from AVCOM, how has VUCA disrupted your life? Who was my friend who said, that's right? Start the ball rolling now.
Hello.
Hello, Gina.
Hi. All right, just to make sure that I have an understanding of that I am capturing it correctly. Possibly in terms of just being more flexible and adaptable in still trying to maintain efficiency and getting all of the tasks done while navigating a new space and new tools.
Of course. So it gets complex, right? I'm sure you're dealing with layers of complexity.
Correct.
And within that space, aren't you also building frustration because your turnaround time is a bit quicker than normal? And you used an incredibly important word, and that is adaptability. So if we're talking about time management, thanks, Gina. So if we're talking about time management in a space like ours, where we have to haul and pull up, right? We can take pre-COVID actions and stuff them into an environment that has changed. It means that our behavior within that organizational space has to change. The behavior has to change. All right, so another question, and I'm hoping others chime in because I think we're warm enough. I remember I said that this is how we grow and we learn, right? So work with me. How is the world of work different today than it was yesterday for you? So Gina shared a bit of what she has to do. But what about the others? How is the world of work different today than it was yesterday for you? Katrina?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, man, talk to me now.
Repeat the question, please.
The question on the screen, how the world look different? How's the world different for you today? World of work different today for you than it was yesterday?
For me, it would be, well, this question is sort of complex for me because the world has changed. Well, the world of work has changed for me because I've moved from being a owner to an employee.
Ooh, wow, you got to talk to me about that, Katrina, as we move along, right?
Yes. So
all right, so let me hear your views.
You know, it's a lot of adjustment. It is a lot of adjustment in the sense where I am still in a leadership position. However, I am not the head. So as it regards delegation, I still have to answer to someone, right? In terms of planning, I am not the one who is doing the whole planning. I have a team who reports to me and I report to as well. So I am not the head, meaning everything doesn't fall on me because prior to now, everything was my operation, right? I don't want to say crumble, but to use the word loosely, crumbled. So yeah, I ended up in the workspace and to be honest as well, I am adjusting because it's the second time I've been put in the corporate environment. The corporate environment, yes. It was more semi-formal.
Oh, so a lot of shifts. So if you could nestle that, your experience could be nestled in the complex area, as well as a little bit of ambiguity and uncertainty, yeah?
Uncertainty, definite. Ambiguity and uncertainty, definitely. Very good. It's because I'm still learning in this field and I've been, it's a month. It's like from May 9th I've started this. So it's relatively. Right.
So learning.
Yes.
So the shift, let me see if I get you, Petrina. So you used to run things.
Yes.
You could set your day. And me love the run things business too. I'm not like nobody tell me nothing, right? But things change. Things change. And so you adapted to that change because things weren't going so well as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, right?
Yeah.
And so you found an opportunity where you now have to report to somebody else who is setting the agenda for the department.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even that as well, it is still complex because the position that I am in now, I am the one who has to set, develop, and create.
But
after doing that, then I have to report.
All right. So thank you so much for that shared experience, Petrina. So the world kind of, let me say, kick in the butt, right? I was going to use another word, but I have to remember where I am, right? But the world kick you.
Yes.
And you have to adapt, because if you don't adapt, then you are failing. You get to a place called atrophy, where you get cemented. And so change, it becomes difficult for people to change. So your habits, I'm embedding in the conversation, our habits